All right, my name is Aiden Sande. I wear number 3. I am a slot receiver and a safety, and I also play special teams, running back here and there, returner, do it all.
My name is Kyjuan Simmons. Jersey number I have right now, 55. Secondary jersey number 99. Um, Current positions I play, well, mainly everything on defensive line. I play DN, defensive tackle, nose. That's it. And then offensive line, I play offensive guard.
I would say, honestly, Coach Beneke, because ever since I was a freshman, he always gave me a chance. A lot of my coaches at Jimmy Lee, especially Coach Jackson, my 14th year, he saw something in me. He actually changed my position. I used to be a linebacker, and he switched me to a tight end and a receiver. And so that was a big change. But honestly, Coach Beneke, because he would throw me in with the varsity guys. And even though I had some imposter syndrome, I didn't feel like I was supposed to be out there. But after I started making plays and, doing the thing, I really started to believe in myself. So shout out to Coach Beneke.
Coach Gruber, defensive coach.
Why?
He been with me since freshman year all the way to senior year. He been with me since freshman year all the way to senior year. So really, I've been working with him. So that's really been one of the top main defensive coaches I've been working with. Can't leave out Dalen either. Dalen was there freshman year too, so he kind of taught me a little bit too. So can't forget Dalen.
I think just mental toughness, to be honest. Really sticking through something, no matter. In football, like, I'm a smaller guy, and so I just get it in my head to hit somebody or get off a block. All that just is in my head, that mental toughness, and I can just apply that to stuff. If I'm really grinding out in school or even at work, just that mental toughness, like not letting anyone like break you down or not getting broken down at all. Just keep it strong.
Discipline. That's one thing I learned, really. Listening, following directions, all that. All that stuff applies in school, applies on the field too.
Probably my freshman year, when I threw a touchdown on 4th down. It was like kind of a game-winning play, and I got a sweep on this trick play. We only ran it once in practice, and I broke a couple tackles, and I threw it to Joe Hess in the basket, hit him in stride, touchdown. Just because that was not my best play, but it's the most memorable because I just remember just the feeling that I felt after that game, the bus ride, just the celebration, just running over and hugging my coach. Like, it was a crazy play, and that was definitely my most memorable. In the huddle, I was like, we're gonna talk about this in history. Like, I swear, not only is it gonna go down in history, but I got history with Joe. I'm gonna talk about it with him in history because we would always talk about football in that class.
So freshman year, my first time coming to play football high school. Mac's older brother, Ethan Mills, number 52, Mr. Sweaty. Won't forget him. Dalen made me line up against him. We was doing a head-up drill, so going against each other one-on-one, basically. He made me go up against Ethan. I don't know what I did the first time. I know I did something right, and it didn't go too well the second time. So I just know the second time it was not that good. I'm not gonna speak upon what happened the second one because that was too much. Especially me coming off as a freshman into my first year of high school. That second rep, when we went against it, yeah, we're not gonna speak upon that.
I would say Kofi against Como. Last year, he was always, a really good player, but it's like that game, I really watched him just take it to another level. He scored 3 touchdowns, and I watched him kind of transform in front of my eyes.
Oh, I ain't even gonna lie. Okay. I got a memorable play. Ashley. Highland. Last year, me and him gang tackling a running back. Outside carry. I was holding on to him. Ashley comes out of nowhere, cleans him right up. shoulder and all, just lays them out. Just like that, sensing that just happening, all in that little one spot. It was a good hit, good play. It wasn't dirty or anything. It was a good play, but it's just like I won't forget that because it was a good and loud. It was a good loud hit. It just woke me up.
A lot of the coaches kind of gave me the nickname Edelman after Julian Edelman. So I do like to play like him, you know, a slot receiver. I'm a tough guy. And kind of a current player, I think maybe Debo Samuel, wherever you put him, you know, he'll play hard.
Aaron Donald, that's top main one right now. Aaron Donald.
That's not bad answer.
That's one person especially because that's what he plays defensive tackle and knows. So that's like my trait. I'll be watching a lot of his stuff.
I would say definitely accept all advice and do not take it personal when someone's telling you something, especially a coach or an older player. Just ask questions to older players, watch how they're doing something because there's a reason that these older guys are having success. You know, they've been in your shoes before. They've been the young guy. They've been, you know, buried in the depth chart, and also work hard, you know.
Like Coach Alvey saying, before we have our games, it's going to be some good, it's going to be some bad. Everybody, 110% every play. Don't give up on your teammates. Make sure y'all got each other back on and off the field. Make sure y'all stand on top of your work. That's number one. Stand on top of your work. Make sure you have good grades off the field. You can have it off the field and on the field. Because, I mean, on the field, you're going to want to play. You got to have good grades to play football. So that's the main top priority to be focused on.
When I was a sophomore during COVID, we had a practice and the snow was like just up to your like shins, and there was just snow everywhere, and it was crazy. We got there and the field was blank. The snow had been removed, but the snow was still all around. So we were kind of just messing around that whole practice, playing in the snow. Everyone was dressed accordingly, so no one was freezing. We did have some freezing practices that year because that season went far, you know, into the winter. But probably just like throwing snowballs and stuff at practice. It's something I'll never be able to do again, probably. And so looking back on that, I can definitely laugh.
My shoulder. Me popping my shoulder out of place. Cause why? Just like why? That's not something to think about at all.
Yeah.
I find that funny. That's what I find funny to me.
I would say, even though he's not the smartest guy, no, I'm just kidding. Probably Cole Fee or Alex Dreyer. Alex is really smart when it comes to, you know, the trenches, offensive and defensive line, you know, especially offensive line. He is just, not only is he physically there, but mentally he's really smart. And Cole Fee, he's a really smart football player. He always knows where he's supposed to be. He knows where everyone else is supposed to be. I know if I have a question or if I'm curious about something, the play or what's going on, I can always ask Cole because he's got a really good football head.
We got a lot of skilled players on this team that have a lot of IQ, but mainly the one I'll go with off the top of my head, Cole.
I would say there's three.
Okay.
I would say Alan Langford, just because he is such a basketball star and a football star. He also has a kind of confidence about himself. I can just tell, and it's like a little contagious too. And I would say the next two guys are definitely Cole Fee and Tyjon Cox-Curtis. Tyjon is kind of a smaller guy, but he is fast. He can jump. You can give him the ball in any sport. I'll pass him the ball. We're playing soccer, you know. Same with Cole Fee. Like, he can do any trick off a diving board. He can play any sport, run, jump, track, anything.
Ty, Cole, and possibly S.
A double gasser is when you have to run back and forth across the field, and you have to do it twice. And then you usually end it with a killer, and it's timed as well. And if you don't make the time, it doesn't count. And so that is something that I just do not look forward to. And you know it's coming, it's looming. It's looming over you the whole practice. And then sure enough, you know, sometimes you think you'll get away, but then you'll hear Coach Jamal, everybody get to the sideline and your heart just drops.
Chicken run. We got one line for the linemen, other two for like safeties, wide receivers, DBs, all of them. Then we got so basically it's like 4 lines. So one line's with the coaches, the other 3 are on the yard line, face like shoulder towards the school basically. So once that happens, the coach say hut, pass like a little toss or like a little sweep, a little throw towards the running back. The running back takes the ball, runs towards the sideline. The person, so like say me, I'm in the front of the line. Say me, check it around. You getting 3-point stands. As soon as the coach say down, say hut. What the lineman has to do, we gotta drop to the ground first. Then hurry up and get back up, and then chase the hip. Basically, go towards the ice outside and contain and chase the hip.
Biggest trash talker is definitely Cole. Like in practice, you know, there's guys who go yipping off here and there. Karan, Charles Payne, they'll you know yip off in practice, but in the game, there's not much talking except for, you know, if you hear it coming from Cole Fee's voice, because he's always talking that smack, offense, defense. And I'm next to him a lot of the time, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe he just said that.
Everybody trash talk. It's not even teammates or not even one person. It's everybody. Everybody trash talk each other.
I don't know. I'll be in college somewhere. I don't know. I have a lot of soul searching to do. I don't know if I'll play football yet. I have, you know, I am lucky to have like a few options, or not a few options, but an opportunity to play later. And so maybe I will take that. You know, just got some soul searching. I don't know where I'll be exactly next year.
My plans next me personally, right now, I'm looking for a college right now, but I'm trying to get a good college that's going to help me be better off in the long run.
I would like to be working in the medical industry, actually, whether it be being a general physician or a PA or something like that. I want to be able to help people so I can look back and be satisfied with what I've done.
I don't tell nobody this. I do not tell nobody this at all.
Yeah.
I like to play the trumpet.
All right.
I like to play trumpet. I don't tell nobody that.
Okay, well, first off, I just want to thank everyone. No matter who you are, if you made it to a game this season or last season or even the seasons before that, I want to thank everyone who's come out to that. I also want to thank the entire Booster Club and obviously Mr. Hess for announcing our games, but also Bill and Penny Mills for all they do for our program. I don't know if they do. I don't know if a lot of people know they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, like giving us food, you know, during all the 2-days practices for all my 4 years I've been here, and even at Jimmy Lee. So I just want to thank them, you know, for all they've done.
But fans is doing their thing. They coming out, showing love. Make sure they supporting for us. Make sure we stand up on all 10. Coaches doing the same thing. Make sure they got our back on and off the field. Make sure we doing the right thing in school. Make sure we keeping up with our grades and all that. Family-wise, my mom, she's doing a very wonderful job, especially keeping me in a good spot where we're in right now. Because honestly, I had a lot of rough times, especially in this school. But honestly, with her, she's kind of been like telling me like stuff to do and keeping me on task and stuff, just telling me to basically keep it simple. I love my pop. That's the only dad I got. And I'm the only son. He's a main role in my family. That's one person I look up to.